Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So last week I was contacted by the good folks at Sandyeggo Designs. Same city, different spelling. You can see how it's spelled up on the screen there at sandyeggodesigns.com. And they asked me to review their products on my channel. I said absolutely. So they sent me a box of their C7 accessories, which include a tray for the storage compartment behind the radio. They also have another product for the radio that's new out. It's called the Corvette Bin Guard. And what it is, it's basically a lower tray with a spring-loaded door on it. So I generally don't keep a lot of things in that compartment behind the radio. I tend to use the door pocket in the console. It's just easier for me. So I would have never thought that your radio screen could get jammed as it's going down if there's items back there small enough to get caught into the opening between the motorized screen and that bottom tray. So their product eliminates that. It literally, the tray lowers with the screen, and anything that's in there that would move forward is going to be on top of that tray. And as you push the button for the screen to go back up, it pushes that screen back, and everything that would be in there would fall back into the bin. So that's a pretty cool product, and it's definitely a must-have for anybody that keeps a lot of small items, at least, in their compartment behind the radio. They also sent me a cover for the radio, which is kind of neat. It's Jake, and it's self-adhesive, completely removable, and it covers the screen button for the radio control. Excuse me, for the screen control. And what's neat about it is you don't have to move it to the side or anything to push the button behind it. It is literally designed to lay on top over the radio knob, and then you just push Jake's face and it makes the screen go up and down. The other thing they sent me, which I'm really excited about, these are called their door dogs. And as soon as I looked on their website and I was looking at it, I thought, that's cool. It looks like a paddle shifter for my door, which ironically is the slogan they use in their brochure. So it actually goes here, right there on top of the switch. It comes, they sent me some extra hardware that goes with it that we'll go over when we do the install. And it's adjustable here. There's a plunger that I'll show you that you can turn, which raises and lowers it to get the, just the right amount of pull that you need to open your door, or the right amount of pull so that it opens completely. You know how sometimes you push it and it unlocks it to that first position but still catches on the striker. So they're adjustable. They also sent me with that some cool stickers that go over this handle. They have a matte black, a gloss black, carbon fiber. Thank God, because I got carbon fiber parts. And some silver C7 flags, which is really nice. One of the other newer products that they have out, this is the bezel for the trunk switch and or trunk traction control switch on off. It's deeper so that when you put it back into the lower panel there under the steering wheel, it sets the switch further back in there. Some people, I don't have this problem because I have the seat all the way back, and I'm 6 foot, but it's mostly torso, not leg. I don't really have the problem of hitting those buttons, but I have to admit I have a hard time figuring out which one is which when I want to open the trunk, because it's literally flush with that panel. So maybe this would be kind of help me because it's a little recessed, and I'll know where left is and I'll know where right is, and I won't have to keep getting out of the car and looking down there to see which one it is. Or I'm sure most people are saying right now, push the trunk button on your fob dummy, but sometimes it's in my pocket. So they also sent me a set of panoramic mirrors. We'll go ahead and get those on and check out how those work. So overall, some really neat items, and let's go ahead and get started, put them on the car, and we'll check them out. Okay, now before I forget, one other product they sent me were these seatbelt clips. These are slick. Now these clip right over the top here on the seat where that gap is for you to get the belt in and out. Now, the way I drive in my car, my seat's back far enough and recline far enough that is actually further back than the retractor in the side of the car. So it's not necessarily that big of a deal for me. However, when you track the car, I think that when the belt is in the seat slot, it tends to cinch up better and not release its tension as quickly as it would without. I don't mind driving it like this with it out because I can move freely and it's not that big of a deal. But for other people, shorter people, or people that just like their seat adjusted differently, this is a neat thing. So it's a one solid piece. It's got a groove down here, and you slide it right over here, and it simply clicks in place after you get the belt on, and you're done. Simple enough. Now, let me take you over to the passenger side and show you what I'm talking about. So here you go. This is it installed. Belt's in, clips on, not going anywhere. You want to move the seat back forward. Piece of cake, stays where it's supposed to. If you're out on the track, you're tracking your car, you don't have to worry about this thing popping out. Okay, well, I have Sandyeggo Designs new switch bezel here. I'm going to use a plastic interior parts removal tool, and we shall pop this out and swap these around. So if I've unplugged it, I'm going to go ahead and push these two tabs on the side, and they're really easy. You don't need to force it, and we're going to swap out the bezels. And it does only go in one way. There's a flat edge and a tapered edge, same as the switch. Just gotta be careful, you notice that, so you don't force it. So you can see the difference in depth, and you can see here now how that's recessed. So we'll just go ahead and plug it back in, and it's just as simple as pushing it back into that panel. Well, I think that's a lot easier to tell left from right. Now, I mean, the switches do have a little raised area at the bottom for you to do that, but you know, I'm never claimed to be a rocket scientist. Sometimes it's simple is easier. So now you can figure out which is left, which is right, and I know that the trunk's on the left. So that's a really neat piece right there. So I have a tray that I actually bought before I even picked the car up, and the only thing I really use it for is I have a wireless Apple CarPlay module that I plug in to the USB back there, so it's never in my way. And without the tray, it hangs by the cord, and I didn't want it to get damaged, so I just picked this up on Amazon and threw it in there. Okay, well, let me show you the difference between the tray that I got off Amazon and the tray from Sandyeggo Designs. So this is my tray. It seems like a quality piece. It's pretty sturdy. It's got an adhesive pad here, which only has adhesive on the edges, and it is starting to come up from the heat. The other thing too is it's plastic, and it's also starting to bow from the heat, and the only thing that I have on it is that wireless Apple CarPlay module. So the Sandyeggo Designs tray is actually metal, and it's a lot sturdier. It's got a lip up front so stuff doesn't fall down and again get into that slot. And they have a nice full adhesive felt piece cut to fit that goes right on top. So that can take the place of my old Amazon tray and go right in there. I also believe by looking at it, it gives me a little bit more room underneath than it does on top compared to this one, which is good because for my purposes, the only thing that's ever going to sit on top is that module. Now, let's get to one of their newest products here. This is their bin guard. This is what it looks like. This still has plastic on the door. I haven't taken that off, so forgive me for that. This sits on the bottom, and this is the door that sits behind the radio screen. So this keeps anything from falling down into this slot that I'm just now noticing really for the first time. And I can imagine that that's a pricey repair from GM, or even if you do it yourself, it's got to be a headache. So when the radio screen's up, this is in this position, everything stays here. When the radio screen comes down, it's going to cover that slot back there where the screen goes. So any small items, toothpicks, paper clips, coins, I don't know, anything is going to be prohibited from coming off there and getting down in there and jamming that up. So that goes inside, and it actually is designed to work with their tray. And it also comes with these locking tabs right here that you go one on each side to keep everything in place. So, and what's really nice is if you go to their website, SandyeggoDesigns.com, and you click on all of these products and you scroll down, past the picture at the bottom, you can link right to the instructions and read everything that you need to do to get these installed. And it's simple. You don't even need tools, really. Everything is just pretty much out of the package and in by hand. So, with the exception of the door handles, obviously, but these are some neat products. I'm going to go ahead and get that in properly with these tabs, and we'll show you what it looks like. Well, here's our tray with the felt installed. All right, well, there's installations complete. I got the bin buddy at the bottom. I got the tray at the top. You push the screen button, and that flips that up, and the screen goes up. So again, anything that's in there that could move around or that's small, and you push the screen down, it's all going to be trapped behind this. And then if it does move forward, it'll be on top of your tray. So I did go to the website and I read the directions just to make sure, and I told you that they have these locking tabs. The locking tabs are if you don't use the tray, you push them in the side because it's light enough that the screen will just lift the whole thing. The bin buddy is actually such a good fit that there's a lip on the side of the bin guard that these go on the outside and keeps it in place, and it's not going anywhere. So if you want the bin guard and you don't want the tray, they give you these two locking tabs, and you push them in the side on either side. Okay, well, for your finishing touch with all of your new radio hardware is this. This is the radio switch cover. It's Jake, C78 racing mascot. It comes with an alcohol prep pad, it comes with two-sided adhesive tape, and it comes with some pretty basic instructions. So you can clean your switch, and you can adhere the two-sided tape to the switch. What I have done was just adhered it to the back of Jake, and that way it's not permanent, and I can just hang it over the knob. The two-sided tape is actually to go on top of the switch, and it's a little bit more permanent. Obviously, it will come off with a little bit of effort, and it's 3M tape, so I really doubt that any residue would stick to the switch. But I wouldn't keep mine in permanently, but it is a neat little function. If you're somewhere that you do put stuff in here, you can just kind of cover that up. Now, what's neat about it is you don't have to move it. You just push on the face of Jake, and your radio button will activate your screen. So here it is. It hangs over the radio button just like that. You can affix it to the switch if you'd like, or you can leave it like it is if you wanted to hang it if you were parked somewhere for a long time. And you just push the face, and there you go. Easy peasy. Okay, well, we got two products left. And you may have guessed I'm saving the door handles till last because I really dig those. I think they're cool. The next product are Sandyeggo Designs Panoramic Mirrors. These are pretty slick. It still comes with the Objects and Mirror Closer script. So what's the difference, you say? Because they look the same. I even held it up to my mirror just to check. But it's the subtle differences. Look at the curvature. There's a slight curvature here. And that's what makes all the difference in the world. So you are going to get more viewing area out of these. I would read what's on their website, but I'm using my phone to film this. So if you go to the website, to the mirrors, you can read about, they have the description in there, the field of view, and from what area from this to here gives you optimal view, because that's where most of your blind spot area is. And it goes on to talk about more about the curvature. But here's something that you need to keep in mind. And for me, I like these, but I'm not going to use them, and I'll tell you why. First of all, I have the optional auto dimming driver's side mirror, which I love. And I thought I could put them on and try them out, and at least to give Sandyeggo Designs a first-hand review of how their mirrors work. But as I was reading the directions, this is some special high-tech tape from 3M. It even says in the directions that is after 72 hours, it's almost impervious to any solvents. It has a heat rating of like 200 degrees or something. And they even say that it's very, very difficult to get these off once they're in place. So I'm not going to put them on my car, basically because of the auto dimming feature that I have. I don't want to cover that mirror up. I really enjoy that. But I do have a friend with a C7 that I'm going to contact him and see if he wants to put these on. He has a base model, and maybe we can get an opinion of him of how they really work. And so with that being said, I understand why they do that. You obviously don't want to make a purchase and put it on your car only to have them fall off and shatter on the road. So, you know, they need to do that, one, to protect your investment, and two, because they're a quality company and they have a reputation to uphold to make quality products. So that's why that is. But I wanted to at least show them to you. Clearly the mirrors on the cars are flat, and obviously if you know anything about basic physics, if you get a curvature to something, you're going to get more of a field of view. So I think those are really neat, but again, keep in mind what they say about removing these from your car. Okay, well, we come to the finale, and we are going to go over the door dog handles and then wrap this up. So what you get is you get two handles. You get your designs or decals for the handle, and then you get two reinforcing plates that go behind the switch after you take it off. All that's required is a T15. This is completely reversible. It literally involves taking the two T15s out, putting the support behind it, and then putting this back on over it with the screws, and you're done. And then you can test and adjust, which we'll go over. So the first thing I'm going to do, obviously, is put the decals on, because if anybody knows anything about me, they know how anal I am about making sure that it's perfect and straight. Now, however, what Sandyeggo Designs offers is that if you don't like their 3 decals that they send you, you can call them, can make arrangements to get this hydro dipped, painted, or any other custom design question that you may have for them. So, you know, they're willing to work with you. I prefer the carbon fiber. I think it's a cool look, and I'm going to go with that. So let me get those on, and we'll get this on the door. Okay, well, here is our decal sheet. It's vinyl, just like a wrap. And I got that on the handle right there. This is the plunger that I was talking about that's adjustable. You can move it clockwise or counterclockwise. I haven't touched it yet until I get it in the car. There's directions on how to do that in the instructions. This is the hardware kit that comes with it. These are the reinforcing plates that go behind the switch. You'll notice there's some 3M adhesive there. If you decide to take your handles off, you can leave these back there. They're not going to hurt anything. I'll give you an Allen wrench and extra screws, because I'm just guessing that they need to be longer because of the switches going on top. Okay, well, let's get these out. They recommend in the instructions to have your window down. I mean, at least you're not knocking your head into it. There's no need to unplug the switch. You can pull it out. This is the reinforcement that goes back here. little dusty. I'm gonna wipe that off with my finger. My tape backing off. And there's my reinforcement piece in. And we just put that back in its original position. These are the 2 screws that came with the kit. Here's our handle. Go ahead and okay, that's it. Well, there it is. Now, I didn't even adjust anything. That's the first time. I literally took the original screws out, put the new screws in, shut the door, and it works as advertised. And if you like, you can close it. You can close it by that so you're not getting your hands all over the car. I will probably do a little bit of adjustment. I think that I would like to get it a little bit more sensitive, and that's just a matter of taking it out and adjusting the plunger till you get it where you want. I will save you that. I'm going to do that on my own. I'm going to wrap this up so I can get the other side on, because I'm really excited now. Now, the other thing you need to know about these handles is they're adjustable. These 2 Phillips head screws here let this slide in and out, and then these 3 Allen heads here give you an adjustment to tilt so that you can get your door gap lined so that it looks perfect and it looks like it's meant to be there. So when you shut your door, it doesn't look like an aftermarket piece. It looks like it was meant to be there. You need to be a little careful. I think I need to adjust mine out. I got it a little bit below flush, and when I pull, it'll open, but it hits the edge of this door. I don't want to be taking the paint off with the edge of that, so I'm going to move that back out just a bit. One of the other things that I forgot to mention when putting the switch on is they come with a little spacer right here that I put on to move that out just a bit more. So you don't necessarily need to do it. If they fit your doors the way you like, then fine. If not, you can put that spacer in there. But for you guys watching the channel, I just want you to know, I do not have an affiliates program with Sandyeggo Design. I am not making money off them. They're not paying me. I don't get a percentage of the sale of their products. They just emailed me out of the blue and asked me if I review their products. Now, I didn't pay for them. They sent them to me, and that to me is payment enough. So I don't want you to think that I'm just saying everything's awesome because you think that I'm profiting off this. I'm not. I think their products are great. You are seeing them for the first time just as I am. I literally took them out of the box, took them out of the packages, and we put them on the car tonight. So I think they're good stuff. I have it all in my car now. So I would like to thank Sandyeggo Designs for picking my channel and also for sending me the products. I want you guys to check them out. Sandyeggo, that's Sandyeggo. Same city, different spelling. SanDiegoDesigns.com. Check out their website. Scroll through there and click on everything and read about it. Don't just peruse over it. Just read about it. It's good stuff. So thanks again for watching, and stay tuned for more episodes.